fair to say that while we all love the great outdoors, when we're indoors, there are some things best left outside, and they're insects. Whether they bite, sting, fly or scurry, they're certainly not welcome. The barriers to stopping any unwanted invasion in your home are insect screens on your doors and windows. Allowing the fresh air in and keeping those pests out is all about having well-maintained screens. So if you have holes and tears in yours, time to fix them up. The good news is, if you're looking to repair, update or install insect screens, the products you need and the mighty helpful advice to sort that all out is as close as your local Mitre 10. G'day Mark.
G'day Kim, how you going?
Good. Well, I've brought something in for repair.
Oh, it certainly does need a repair by the looks of it.
What options have I got?
Well, we've got a variety of options in the Cowdroy screen range, Kim. Let me show you the range.
Gee Mark, there's a fair selection here.
There is, Kim. There's a screen for every application. So you've got the stainless steel, perfect for coastal locations. You've got small insect to keep those midges out of your house. Your ultra tough, very strong. You've got your clear view, which is perfect for an unobstructed view. Your fiberglass, which has been around for years. Aluminium as well. Pollen proof, one of the new ones. And then your pet guard, if you've got those annoying pets trying to climb your screens.
So how do you go about choosing which screen to use?
Well, Kim, we've got this fantastic screen view app. From indoors, you point your camera at your opening of your window or door, and then you can go through the screen types. Some screens will give you an unobstructed view, whereas others will be a little bit more noticeable, but they do have added benefits. Clear view, as it says, gives you the clearest view. Aluminium and fiberglass are the two we've all grown up with and we're used to looking through. Stainless steel gives you the same view as through aluminium and fiberglass, but is more durable for coastal locations. PetGuard and Ultra Tough have a thicker weave, so a bit more noticeable, but very durable. Small insect and pollen proof have a really finer weave. If you want to keep the hay fever down and the bugs out, they're perfect.
Mark, how do you go about repairing or replacing an insect screen?
Well, there's two types of frames, Kim. There's the aluminium frame or the timber frame, and both have different ways of replacing a screen in them. The aluminium one has a rubber cord, which is called a spline. You need to take that out and then remove your old screen, lay your new screen in there, cut it to size, and then push your rubber spline back in using a spline roller. And the tip is to keep it nice and tight, especially the end with that final push. And once the spline is in, just trim the overhang with a nice sharp blade, and then the job's complete.
Mark, what are we going to do with this one?
Well, Kim, seeing as this one's stainless steel, I reckon we'll replace it with a new stainless steel one. So you just need some basic tools for the timber screen, Kim. You've got your staple gun, which you'll see how we use that later. Stanley knife, nice sharp blade. Some scissors just for cutting and preparing. Just a couple of screwdrivers just for pulling out bits. A nice sharp chisel and a hammer.
So where do we start?
Right, we have to get the bead off. So it's just working along, loosening off. If you break the bead, you can get it replaced. There's beads available at Mitre 10, but you're better off to try and salvage it. So I'm trying to just sort of get at that point where each nail is. Once you get it started, it comes out easy. So now we've got to take the old screen out. It's been stapled in really well.
Wow, that's great.
It does, and it'll look better on the screen.
Okay.
Now we trim off a bit, so make sure it's all lines up, so your lines of your screen line up well with your frame, and that looks pretty good. Put a couple of staples in. Start in one of the corners, so you've got somewhere to stretch it off.
Now, how tight does it need to be pulled?
Fairly tight. You don't want to have a big lump in the middle of your screen, but just hand tight's good enough. Now it's all set in place. We just check it to make sure it's looking nice and flat, which it is. We'll put some more staples in. Now that's all done, we can put the bead back on. Now we just got to trim off the excess.
Right, all done. Mark, if people want more information about the Cowdroy insect screens or how to repair a screen, what can they do?
Kim, they can just call into their local Mighty Helpful Mitre 10.